Hi, crafters. This is Sally on Camp Creek, and I thought I would do a what am I crafting video, I guess. I don't know. I finished something. And I'm proud of it. And I want to show it off. Actually, I finished it I think Thursday. I think maybe it was Friday. I think it was Friday I finished it. And anyway, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But first of all, let me say I have not worked on my sweater, my cardigan, Harvest cardigan, Tin Can Knits free pattern. And I don't even have it in here because I had company and I shoved all my stuff in the closet. I'm the only one who's ever done that, I'm sure. Anyway, I didn't shove it all. I put it neatly in my closet because my company was coming in. My daughter found me some furniture at a sale, and so she brought me some furniture. So I don't. It's not echoing here now. See, because I have some furniture. You can't see it, but it's back there. Anyway, uh, so I had company, and we had Easter, and the kids were here, and it was all good. They did all kinds of work on my house, my trailer house. Um, all of them. My poor son was covered with this slimy goop out of the hot water heater. And my son-in-law spent his whole weekend with his head under a cabinet or under a sink or under the back of a toilet. Oh my goodness, they work really hard. They work so hard, and my daughter too. They all work hard for me, and I'm very grateful for all that they have done to get my house together. Anyway, they moved a different back porch in, so my steps that were wobbly aren't there, so that's good. So anyway, things just take time, and progress sometimes is slower than you'd like it to be. But when it's all said and done, you'll be like, it didn't take so long, you know? So anyway, it's getting there. So that's what we did this weekend. So I didn't get any crafting much done. However, I did start a new project. Okie dokie then. Let me show it to you. My niece is having a baby, and she picked out the blanket color she wanted, and she wanted this Barnett blanket yarn. We talked about that. I bought some red because that's what I could get just to practice on, and kind of decide what pattern I was going to use. This is the pattern she picked out, and it's these colors, and then there's a blue. I haven't put any of the blue on yet, I don't think. Yeah, these look the same, but one of these, they are the same. That's why they look the same. Okay, this is the green one. Yeah, see? Well, that looks the same too. Oh my goodness gracious sakes. Maybe it is blue. Okay, so this is the green one. Do I have a green one? I thought that was a green one. I tell you what, I don't know what color it is. But I have this blue also. See, they look different there. Anyway, I haven't made one of these. I haven't made a blue one yet. But I'm fixing to. And then my idea was I would go around them in this cream, and then I'll blanket stitch them together, I believe. And then I want to put, there's a border that looks like a point. It's like a prairie point, you know, if you're making a quilt. It's just got a point. Anyway, I think I'll do that in the cream, I think. And I got a couple of the centers done. This is, I'm working on. And then just these. I made one other one, but it's got my coffee cup on it. Well, not really my coffee cup, but it is a coffee cup. But it's got crochet hooks in it. Anyway, and to do that, I'm using this Lantern Moon 13 9mm. I don't generally use this big a hook ever. It's got a nice, it's not generally the hook that I like, but I can use it. It's the cut-in hook, rather than the tapered hook. I think they call this an inline hook. I don't know, but see, you can tell. You can tell it's that one. But I think it's so pretty. It's got a pretty end, and it all slides in. My daughter found this at a garage sale, and I thought it was quite a find myself. But I don't, like I said, I don't usually do big yarns, so I don't have much opportunity to use it. Anyway, but what I wanted to show you that I was proud of is this. Ta-da! He looks a little worried. And he's not very well stuffed. Because I wanted to see how, if I could actually get the size of this little bunny out of this little bit of yarn. Here's the picture. And it's bigger because everything I do is bigger. But this had those instructions that were just like beyond me or something. And so I followed them, but I soon realized I was going to run out of yarn. So the arms are different and the little ears are different. And the ears actually don't look like those ears. I think their ears are made like in a tube, like the body and the arms are. I didn't do that because when I tried to do that according to the instructions, I got a thing that was like as big as its arm, and that wasn't working. And by then I had already used all the pink they provided anyway, so I just made some yarn ears out of some sock yarn. I held 2 colors together of some random scraps. But I think he turned out cute. The little eyes, it came with the eyes and little embroidery and this solid pink and this little bit of stuffing that didn't really stuff him. But I thought he needed a cape, so I made him one. And it's just a little granny square. It's just a granny square thing. See that? That's some sock yarn. And I had this wooden button, but I think he looks a little bit like he's been in the Shire, you know, like he's been hanging around with hobbits or something. He's got that, I don't know, very hobbity look. He's kind of cute. My granddaughter really, really, really wants him. You know what this is? This is a stitch from up here, because when I was tying off, I came out there, and for some reason, I went back in. I don't know why I did that. I have no idea. It was probably 2 in the morning. I don't know why I did it, but it kind of looks like a little heart. I decided that is his birthmark right there. That's what that is. Anyway, very cute. Turned out cute, considering it came in, let's see. Now this is the unicorn. You see it's in a Ziploc bag and it's all taken apart. And then here is this is the little mouse all taken apart. My granddaughters thought that they could do this. So I said, yes, you can open it and you can try, but get a Ziploc bag and put it all back in there in case you decide that you don't want to do it or you think it's too much for you. Then all the pieces will be there and Grandma can do it. Finish it. Now the hook size, I think, is about a G, but maybe not. I could be mistaken. This is what it looked like. It came from Dollar Tree and it was $1.25. It's now the $1.25 tree. And it comes in this little package like this with the picture and all the stuff that it comes with. And your yarn and your needle and some embroidery thread and some little safety eyes. It even has a little flimsy crochet hook, which it might be smaller than a G. A little bit of stuffing. And when my stuffing was little, I thought I will never be able to make it that small. This is the little bear. And this is the instructions, which are a bit of a joke. But I kind of figured them out finally when I started the unicorn head. they're hard to read and they're hard to see and they're a little hard to understand. But if you just don't take it too seriously, don't try to figure it out, just do what it says. And when that doesn't work, go back and make it up. It works out okay. I was going to see, this is a bit bigger. See that? I don't know if you can tell. So I think that this is a G that it comes with, and this is an E. No, this is an E. I went down a couple of sizes trying to get something that was small enough that I felt like it was tightening up my crochet. I'll stick that in there. Because part of the problem with the bunny was I was having to really crochet tight because it was too loose and I could tell, and it was just bigger. It was just bigger than it needed to be. Bigger than it's supposed to be. So this is what I got so far on this unicorn. Right there. It doesn't really look like that unicorn, but I followed the directions, okay? So I believe you put the little muzzle here and the little horn here, and then you somehow, I'm going to have to it just says close it up. Well, it doesn't, that's not closed, you know, that's not going to work right there. His little brain's going to fall out. But so I'm going to have to make it up and just do whatever to get that closed, to put the mane on. And then you make the body and 4 legs. And then you put the colored mane on there and the tail. And my granddaughter says, "Can I have that?" They like little things. I'm hoping it's smaller. It already looks too big, and that's with that smaller hook. But a lot of fun for $1.25. You know, I mean, what else can you do for fun for $1.25? There's just not much you can do. You can go to Sonic and you can't even do $1.25 there. But you'll like what you get. I was wanting some unsweet tea and I got some and it was sure good. So, oh, there's my car keys. Look, I found them. This is my sock. It smells like a campfire. I'm still working on this. I actually did do a couple of rows. We went to, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have a little pond. It's not little, it's a great big pond that they dug at their place up the road. And we went Sunday night. We didn't have church. We just had a church gathering. And there's a lot of people there. And I sat down. I brought my sock. I always try to take something to do with my hands. And I knitted a little bit on it. And then I had to take it all out. Because ask me why, I do not know. I'm knitting along and I'm doing fine. And I turn and I'm going back and I'm like, I had a hole about 1 inch of purl stitches right in the middle of my sock. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, this is Knit Picks. I believe it's one of the kettle dyed ones. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember. It's so pretty though. I bought all this. I had some birthday money one time and I bought sock yarn. Like I bought $150 worth of sock yarn, which isn't very much anymore. But at the time they were having a sale, like 40% off, and some of it was 70% off, or it was a big sale. And you bought it in, you got lots, or you got, packages. And one of them was cities. And so they were up the East Coast, maybe, or no, Northwest. I don't know. There were all these cities. I did, most of them I didn't know. And then I had some that were just random other groups, other, I don't know, series, yarn series. And they sold a bunch of them. And I bought 3 bundles, different bundles. And then I bought a solid pink and a solid green and a solid blue because I wanted to do some heels and toes solids. And I, at the time, I thought I hadn't done that. And I thought, oh, that would be fun. Okay, here I am back. Anyway, so I had all my company and I got lots of stuff done on my house. And I got to see my grandkids, all of them together, and their parents hunted or hid a bunch of Easter eggs, and they hunted Easter eggs in the afternoon and ate way too much candy, of which some really good chocolate, which I would never have eaten, but they forced me. You know, they just demanded and they just forced it down my throat. It was terrible. Yeah, it was really good. I could have ate more. Today, when my granddaughter's mom came to pick her up, um, um, I sent all that chocolate home. I wrote the kid's name who owned the chocolate because I still had it in their buckets. Some of it. Two of the kids didn't eat it, hardly any of theirs, but the other two kids ate theirs, most of theirs. And then the other two kids, one left his and the other one he must have took it home. But anyway, I got all it together and I bagged it up and I sent it out the door because I do not want to be tempted with. I love chocolate. I'm telling you, some things I really, really like. And I went through a spell where I just liked really dark chocolate. But now I'm more back to like uh, milk chocolate creams. Okay, so my whole life, I knew that when you got a box of chocolates, the creams you saved for the old people because they didn't have nuts in them. In my mind, um, I never ate the creams. You'd turn them over and poke your finger in it to see if it was a cream or or a caramel. Now my favorite is the creams. They don't stick to my teeth. They don't get underneath my dentures. I don't have to make, sometimes nuts are harder to chew. Anyway, I love the creams. And so I would like to have like a whole box of nothing but assorted creams. Chocolate cream and coconut cream and strawberry cream and cherry cream, the mint one, even all of them. They're so good. Russell Stouffer's or whoever makes them. Anyhow, I guess that means I'm old now, right? Yeah. But anyway, so we did that, and my daughter made these wonderful, luscious tacos. Some meat she marinated and had cinnamon in it. It was really good. And then they brought some ribs, and we had ribs, and um, we just ate and ate and ate. So I need some green yarn. I need some green sock yarn. It needs to be, I think, like hunter green. Or not Kelly green, I don't think, but deep green, like a hunter green. Because I want to make a pair of socks for someone who told me they really liked green was their favorite color, and I believe they said pine green or hunter green. I know those are two different shades. One's more yellow and one's more blue. I would guess the more blue would be I don't know. I'm going to have to find some yarn and decide. But I thought, and I have a whole bunch of yarn because I have all that yarn, right? But I don't only have one skein of green, and it's more of a Kelly bright green. So it's wrong. Which means I need to buy some sock yarn. I only have, I don't know, a whole china cabinet thing. It's just a corner cabinet. It's not a big china cabinet. It's a corner cabinet full of sock yarn. I probably have other sock yarn other places. And those aren't my socks that I've started that I put in the box when I got tired of messing with them. I do have a few of those. But I need some sock yarn. I'm thinking I might order some really nice because I've never made socks on really fancy sock yarn. Well, that's not true. I made some cashmere silk ones one time. They were really pretty and they had a halo. They were really pretty. I made those for my husband and he loved those socks. In fact, when he died, we buried him in those socks. I know it's kind of hokey, but our funeral director, you don't see a person's feet because anyway. But our funeral director's like, oh, don't forget a pair of socks, which I just can't ever bury anybody with bare feet. So anyway, he had his cashmere socks on. Yeah. So I have had some nicer yarn, but it came from Tuesday Morning, which is kind of an outlet store. We had a couple of Tuesday mornings in the city, and when I was up there in the city, staying in the hospital with my sister, I was with her quite a bit. My daughter would take me by there, and I would look. She'd take me to Hobby Lobby. She'd take me wherever I wanted to go, but I always wanted to go by Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Or Joann's was harder to get to because it was in the wrong place for the hospital. But anyway, I would find once in a while, randomly, some fancy yarn. And I have some more that's pink and rose colors. I made a beaded shawl for a friend of mine out of it. But it was sock yarn, and it was the cashmere, mulberry silk, and merino. And I still have some of that. But it made such a pretty shawl. And I only paid like $6 a skein for that. I think I paid a little more for the brown that I made the socks out of. Normally it had been $39. I can't imagine having the extra money running around in your life that you could just pay that much money for a skein of yarn. I mean, that might not be very much money to some people. That might be, not a lot of money. But I can't imagine being that person. That just seems totally bizarre to me. But I'd paid $7 or $8 for it because it was on sale. Although if I went in another store, I probably wouldn't pay that for. If I went in a place that had, $7 or $8 skein yarn, that was the regular price, I probably wouldn't buy it. I think it was too expensive. But anyway, I have some other yarn that is in the closet, and I didn't bring it out. I should have, but I'll show it to you next time. And I got this sofa and this. Let me show you my pillow. Here's a pillow. You can't really see it. Isn't that the prettiest thing you ever saw? Doesn't that look like a grandma pillow? So the chair looks like that, and the ottoman, and then the pillows on the sofas do. So I had seen this yarn at Walmart. It's ombre, and I picked it up and I carried it all over the store, and then I went and put it back in the right place because I don't just leave stuff randomly, I promise. And I didn't buy it because I didn't need any yarn. But then I got home and my daughter came with my furniture, and I thought, oh, I need that yarn because I really hadn't seen it yet. She just bought it at a sale, a marketplace, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or one of those. And I thought, oh, I should have bought that yarn, but I didn't because it's Red Heart is $7.49 or something like that at Walmart. I mean, I don't know what the world's coming to, but anyway, I didn't buy it, but I looked at it, and they had it in a burgundy and a rose, and then the green, and then there was the coffee color. And I thought, oh, that would make such a pretty Afghan for my house. It would make a real pretty. Well, first I thought I would do it granny squares, and then I thought, no, I don't want to do granny squares. And then I thought I would do it like some kind of a mandala, I don't know how you say that. One of those. There's so many that are so pretty that are the big, you go around and around. But then I thought, I don't know about that because I have made one of those with an ombre kind of where it changed, and I think I would rather make sure that every round that I wanted to be blue was blue, and if you use individual skeins, it's more consistent, or scraps, not color changing yarn. And ombre, it shifts, the color shifts gradually. So then I thought, well, what am I going to do with it? Because I wouldn't buy it in the first place because I didn't have a pattern. And anyway, so I didn't buy it. But then my daughter and my son-in-law and my son were all working on my house, and something broke down, and they had to go to Woodward, which is up the road, and get a part. And I said, "Are you going to Walmart?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Give me that yarn." So, because it seems different if she's using my debit card to buy it. It's like I didn't really buy it. Psychological. Anyway, I wasted money. I bought some yarn, but it made me so happy because it matched my living room. And I do need something in here to brighten it up. So it'll be real pretty. Anyway, she bought it for me. And she first sent me a picture, and she had the burgundy and a peach color. I was like, no, that is not right. It's got to be pink, the rose color. It's not a pinky pink, but it's a, variegated pink. Anyhow, so I think she was just tricking me. So she got the right ones, but I still don't know what pattern. I was looking at some patterns. I thought about jasmine stitch and then just do the rose, stripes kind of that, but I'm not too sure about that. I want to do something out of that jasmine stitch, jasmine yarn, but or I want to make an afghan out of that jasmine stitch, but I think it should be not a striped. I think a color change is pretty, like the ombre would be really good, but maybe not all the colors I want to use. Okay, so I'm still thinking on it. I'm still planning. I have it. It's in the closet with all the other stuff I stuck in there. But anyway, exciting, exciting, exciting. Yarn stories, yarn tales, telling tales or something. But anyhow, I'm just glad that we had such a nice weekend. And I'm glad that we might get a little bit of rain tonight because we really need it. We're pretty dry up here. And you can hear the dog snoring in the background. Isn't that funny? I'm dog sitting for my daughter. I have Lucy. So I have Lucy and Max. They mostly like each other. Sometimes they don't. Anyway, so that's what we did, and I got some yarn, and I'm excited about it. And my little bunny, I'm going to make the horse and hope he's smaller. And if I get back there, I'm going to get some more of these because these are fun. These are really fun. Very fun. My granddaughter wants to make a bunch of these and then put a little note on there that says, Jesus loves you and we do too. And here's just a little reminder of that. She takes on these ideas, but Grandma will probably have to help her a lot if she does that. So this could be one of those. So anyway, that's all I know. I know God is good. He is good to me, and I am very thankful, very grateful, very, 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 very humbled and thankful that I can just enjoy knowing that Jesus loves me, and everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to turn out all right. I know people are worried about the economy, and they're worried about paying their bills, and that is scary, and I have been there, let me tell you. Hey, I was married to an oil man in the 80s. Yeah. Well, he was a farmer too, so we got a double whammy. But God always made a way. And when I get to thinking, oh, what am I going to do? Because, it's different when you're trying to figure things out without your husband, when your husband passes away or is gone for whatever reason. It's different. But I have to remind myself it's really not, because really God is the one who's always taken care of me. He's always taken care of me. And I had a good husband who was a good provider and worked hard and was tireless. And But still, God was my source, and He has always been good to me and always taken care of me. And Easter is a time to spend with family. And as you're doing that, you're sitting in church with your family. We need to keep in mind that God's in control. He's bigger than all these problems, and He's not surprised by them, and He has a plan. He makes a way. He has a plan. So don't be discouraged. Read the Psalms. That'll bring you up if you're down. Read the Psalms. Read them out loud. Read them to the dog. Read them over and over and over. And take heart, because if you cry out to Him, He will reach down to you. He will reach out to you. So anyway, I'm going to make some more granny squares. And yeah, I might do my dishes. Bye, y'all.